I feel like we've improved quite a bit over the past week. Our communication's gotten a lot cleaner and we're working together more as a team now and more concise, so looking forward to it.
So I think we've been knuckling down on the mistakes we're making in scrims, and we've been seeing some improvements with them, but also some downturns.
Since last week, not much has changed. We've only had a few scrims and we haven't got into a constant scrim routine yet because other teams haven't started. So we've just been scrimming a few times throughout the week and trying to improve on our weaknesses.
Mostly we're just doing the same thing, taking scrims when we can and just kind of, enjoying the off season a little bit, playing solo queue as much as possible. And yeah, just relaxing a little bit before we go into full serious mode.
So my goal for this split is to obviously come first in OPL and go international to Worlds. That'll be awesome.
Before the start of the split, I want the players to realise the differences between solo queue and competitive. The way to win in Oceanic solo queue is much different to winning in competitive.
My big goal is to perform to my best of my ability. It is what it is. You're coming out here trying your best, and at the end of the day, you can't, you're your own worst enemy. So if you just set your goal to do your best and you just go from there, obviously do everything in your power to make sure you try and succeed. But, I'm just going to take a more humble approach and just say, just be the best that you can. And do I see myself going to NA? It's just do the best you can. If the opportunity arises, then sure, you'd love to go to NA. But, just one step at a time, make sure you do well on the split, perform to your best, and that's about it.
So my goal for the split is to ensure that all the players are self-sufficient in improving and reviewing their gameplay. This will enable them to move on to better regions and also become the top dogs of OCE.
Biggest goal for me this split would be hitting rank 1 and winning the split. Be a huge accomplishment. I've hit rank 1 before, but this would be my second time doing so.
So before the split starts, I think I need to discipline my gameplay and get ready for OPL.
I look forward to versing Direwolves, as most of their players are higher ranked on the solo queue ladder, which will make it a very entertaining game. I also want to verse Chiefs, as their team fighting is really good.
So the first team I think that I want to play would probably be Legacy. They won last split, so if we get to play them, early on, I guess to see where we're at, see how the teams come together over the off season, and just to really set, I think, the tone of where we need to be at from that team. But obviously, any other team, you don't want to go into next split, versing a team that you think you're confident in beating or something like that. Doesn't really teach you much. So always versing the top tier teams will give you the most information. So I think that would be the best team to verse, would be Legacy.
I'm looking forward to versing Chiefs the most. I'm curious to see how they're going to do with their new support.
So the first team I'd like to face first would be PGG. I'm really keen to verse Pubby and the pro scene. I want to see how he performs.
So the teams, I think. So I'll do a realistic ladder. Obviously you want to put your own team at the top and you think you're the best, but I'll just give it a bit of a more realistic touch. So I think who will come first will be Chiefs. I still think they have one of the top tier rosters. Crux a bit of a smurf. On 2, I'd give it to Legacy. They've performed well. They've got a great roster. I just still think Chiefs are better. 3, I'd give it to Direwolves. 4, I think Order, purely off roster. Number 5, I'd like to say us. I think we can solidify a spot amongst some of the top mid-tier teams. I think below us would be Pentanet. They have Habu coming in the jungle. Rounds out their roster quite well. Getback's been impressing me lately on solo queue and hitting high ranks, so I think they're looking pretty strong for next split. Underneath that, I'd say Avant. They haven't confirmed their new player yet, so not too sure how that one's going to work out, so I can't really give them realistic.
So I think with the rosters, I think Chiefs, Direwolves and Legacy are still the top dogs of teams. I think PGG has gotten better all around as a roster. I think having Pubby join will be really big for them.
Without scrimming all the teams, it's hard to compare us to the others, but I'd put us on the top half of the ladder. I think as the season progresses, we'll definitely make a run for the top.